Hello, I am a person who has a couple of hours in Hoi4 and has studied history for the past god knows how many years at university, and these are my thoughts on the most recent addition to the library of DLC for Hoi4, the Battle for the Bosporus, and also whether or not I think it is worth the, I think it's $9.99 that you would pay for it. So first of all, what it brings to the 4 is mostly stuff like cosmetic stuff, music, 3D models, as well as voice lines, which should not be all that audible at the moment, but new voice lines for Turkey, or sorry, new voice lines, new models, and new music that is sort of endemic of Bulgaria, Greece, and Turkey. So all of them have unique models and stuff, and they also have unique focus trees. So the reason I'm leading off with Turkey is because I believe this DLC is sort of made to make the Turks lose their fucking minds. So you've got a sprawling focus tree for the Turks, which leads you into some pretty deep, divergent foreign policy trees as well. For example, leading towards friendship with Germany, joining the Axis, the Mediterranean Entente, joining the Allies, and of course creating an anti-Bolshevik Mediterranean bloc. And I believe there is there a way of joining the Comintern? I don't think so. Which is kind of cool, I guess, because that kind of stuff is a bit wacky and weird. I haven't seen any super weird ahistorical content in this DLC as was added in Man the Guns and stuff like that, but I do know that well, you've got stuff like this, of course, which is wacky as hell. The Sun language theory is the theory that all human languages are descended from the same Turkic root language, and I probably just made a lot of Turkic nationalists very upset, but I'll make you happy because you can make the Empire of Turan, which is a unified Turkic nation, I believe. But once Eurasia falls under our control, they will be able to do naught but to stop us. So there's that for you guys. Kemalism, Kurdistan, territorial expansion, and traditionalism, like categories for these various focus trees. So that's kind of cool. Let's have a look at Bulgaria. Here we have the Bulgarian soldiers and their voice lines. And of course, the focus trees. We have some, let's see, there are some army restrictions, which is kind of cool. I haven't seen this before. Cannot increase conscription laws or declare wars, cannot train units, disband units, or edit unit templates, cannot produce armor, aircraft, or ships. This looks similar to something that I would expect Germany to be dealing with. But I don't think they have anything like that. And most of them in, yeah, they have this, but they don't have anything specifically like that in Vanilla Hoi4. So that's kind of interesting. And let's see. Here is our focus tree, which is sprawling. It's very wide. It's not as deep as the Turkish one, but it is very wide, and it does have some socialist paths for you to take, like the People's Republic of Bulgaria. You can also go down a democratic path, like one would expect, and I believe, let's see, Tsar's regime and appoint right-wing ministers. Now I'm yeah, cooperation with Italy, I see that, corporatism, there we go. Yeah, I was about to say, I'm unsure if there's a way for you to go fascist, but there seems to be a way for you to at least join the tripartite pact with Italy and Germany, so that's the Axis, essentially. Third Bulgarian Empire down here, and all that. Yeah, so it's not as wide as, or sorry, as deep as the Turkish one, or as content rich, but I'm sure it's going to be something for the Bulgarian people to to dig their hands into. Especially some of the like weird, wacky Tsarist stuff you can go down and all that. Anyhow, that is Bulgaria. Let's have a quick look at Greece. So here's Greece, which starts out with a pretty hefty and horrible, and not at all in any way, shape, or form something that can be linked to what's going on in contemporary times, debt to the International Financial Commission. as well as other debilitating factors such as the foreign monopolies modifier here, but they do have as well some even worse ones. Well, it's a give and take. Schachtplan, Hjalmar Schacht, of course, German economist, and let's have a look at the tree. Well, actually, no. Before we do that, I didn't do the have a look at the uniforms. They look they're right. No, they're not as cool as Turkey's uniforms, where they're like full tan. So you've got your men speaking Greek. Now let's have a look at the national focus tree. Now the Greek focus tree, once again, not as deep as the Turkish one, but fairly wide. And let's have a look. So you have an immediate choice between bring home the exiled Republicans or going through the king's government. Current ruler of Greece, I actually don't know this. Konstantinos the Medicis, leader of the Kingdom of Greece. So I'm guessing that is the king. And after going Republican, you can go down, compromise with the monarchists for a, I'm assuming a more, oh no, it does not look like oh no, I was about to say, yeah, birthplace of democracy. I was going to say, I'm assuming a more like moderate liberal democracy, but it looks like this is where you go if you want to go full meme and revive the Byzantine Empire, which I guess is of course the thing that you need to add to a Paradox game where you can play as Greece. And then of course you have the socialist line, or the communist, the Soviet socialist line rather, and important distinction to make, I suppose, as well as the standard king's government, going down towards recruiting the fascists and bring them into your coalition and molding the new world order, which I'm guessing this stuff is like actual Helleno-Turkism. Kingdom of Greece suggests joint applications for joining the Axis. Yeah, I'm not seeing any Greek-born specific fascism, which is kind of I'm guessing this is meant to be it, but it's kind of disappointing, because one would imagine, I'm guessing this is the closest to a Greek fascism we can see here. Yeah, like an actual Greek native fascism, which is something that interests me because I have studied fascism, and there's a lot of that going on in Greece today, and I was wondering if that had any like roots to history, but none at least that Paradox would like to delve into. But that is the Greek focus tree. Now, this is a short, very surface level look. I'm not showing you everything there is to see. I'm not delving into the secrets. I don't even know if there are any, like in Man the Guns. But my general thoughts on this sort of DLC type and whether or not it's worth buying is that yes, I think so. I think this is worth buying if you're someone who is very like into these countries, or if you're from those countries. It's kind of like a must buy, I guess, but also it's cheap as hell. And someone might say, well, this is no better than what you could get in a mod, right, with focus trees and unique mechanics and unique event chains, which I'm guessing there are going to be unique events in this. That would make sense. And yes and no. Yes, because of course you can. Someone can make that, but Paradox just did, and also you get the music, which is of course a good thing. I'm gonna start playing some of that if I can find it. But I don't know if it's going to be actually all that easy to find in this. No, I don't think so. But the other argument I would make for why buying something like this is worth it is that there is no greater setting than this setting. Literally speaking, like this is the greatest, most awesome conflict that has, you know, that we have seen, at least from a Eurocentric perspective. But I mean, it did span the entire globe. The most awesome conflict that we've seen. With so many, like, such high stakes and so many, like, insane things going on in this world. The setting is so rich, and everyone has some sort of relationship to it already, so this setting is obviously great, so people want content for that. And while someone could have made this content as a mod, you do get the models, and you do get the voice lines, and you get the music as well, which I don't think a modder would do as well as Paradox usually do. Yeah, we've got decisions here for the faction management, and okay, that's cool. Sort of like the yeah, because you use a lot of decisions, of course, in vanilla. I haven't played a lot of vanilla in a long time. I usually play mods, but I do think for these reasons that it is worth buying this at $9.99. However, that obviously comes with the caveat that it must fit in with your personal finances, which of course if it doesn't, obviously not, and comes with the assumption that you are a very big fan of vanilla and the vanilla setting. If not, obviously go back to Counter-Strike or whatever it is you play, or your memes in Millennium Dawn. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Cool DLC, cool for people who are very into these nations. I might make a Let's Play series of it, I'm not quite sure yet. I haven't really decided. If you'd like to see that, let me know. And I think that's about it. Final verdict. I give this DLC a 7 Ataturks out of 10. That's the thing you do, right? When you're doing quote-unquote reviews. This is not a review, it's a surface level look and my general thoughts on it. And this sort of DLC policy. But yeah, I've repeated myself enough now. I'm going to say thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.